I'm Stone Oak Valley, and welcome to the next episode of Unpacking My Treasures. So if you haven't watched episode 1, you should check that out if you want. Since this is like a general intro I use for all the other episodes, I have no idea what box I'm at. So you have to check the title or whatever. So let's just go straight to the case and unpack the next box. Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Unpacking My Treasures. So today we're going to look at the C64 Datasette Power Supplies. And this is quite a heavy box, because the power bricks on Commodore 64 they are a brick. Yeah, so we just start off with a regular 1531, I guess they're called. I actually forgot the name on these. But yeah, it's a standard Commodore 64 tape player. I have calibrated it with some software, so it will load both commercial games and sometimes turbo tapes. Yeah. There's a lot of plastic. Yeah, it's the same deal. This one is also calibrated. Yeah, it actually says it's eating tapes. So this is most likely something I need to look into. And there's the same item again. So none of these are from my original collection, because that was sold and I never managed to get it back from the person I sold it to. But these are they either came with extremely cheap Commodore 64s I bought online during the beginning of my Commodore recording project in 2000, I guess 6. So I bought this together with Commodore 64. Sometimes they were like really bad shape, like glue and yeah, other weird things. Yeah, or they just became part of something that people gave me way back in time, preferably after 2006. And I guess I also found one in a thrift store, maybe one or two of them. Yeah, and this is also, yeah, this is a little bit older model. I'm not too familiar with the model name, but you can clearly see that there's a different logo, so I think this is more like an early version of the dataset. And yeah, this is also one of the standard one. I have written here bad belts, so that's a repair project. As you can see, I have a lot of these, so I don't necessarily need to repair that one immediately. Okay, so this one is missing the front cover and also bad belts. Yeah, still the same version, I suppose. Yeah, and now we are getting into the power bricks of the Commodore 64. Yeah, just a regular one. Somebody must have done some changes, because I can't remember this as being part of the original one. But as far as I remember, all of the power supplies are still doing the job. I never had any failing Commodore 64 supplies, actually. And I guess it's they're pretty stable. So this is more like how it should have been. This is more like the original type. I had really just great successes with all the Commodore 64 supplies I ever had in my life. All the way from 1987 up until, yeah, just a couple of weeks ago. This is, it says defective. Yeah, of course these are not mine, these are just random, you know, basically the same story. If I bought a Commodore 64, there was maybe a tape, maybe a power, maybe I found the power randomly in a thrift store. So of course, whatever happened to them is not something I experienced, or I did, or what should I say, the unstable power net in the house did. Yeah, and this looks about the same. And I must say that I had just great experiences with that type of power brick. And when I started my recording projects in 2006, I recorded like 30,000 songs live, playing it back on Commodore 64 and then recording it on a PC in my SUASC project. And you have to understand that these powers were already pretty old by then and been used by random people. I just turned it on, I had the room temperature, and these things were running 24/7 for 3 years. And then I took a long break. 2015, I took the same power, turned it on, and it's kept running for 6 years. That was not 24/7, 6 years, because that was when High Voltage Seed Collection released packs during the summer and December, but it was powering on, and it still powers on. So I don't know, you see a lot of videos online that people are complaining about this, but in my experience, and I have the proof of experience, I mean 3 years, 24/7, that's pretty insane, and they work. Everything sounds nice on the recordings. Yeah, and this is the this is for the newer type of Commodore. So all of these are the bread bin type. So this is for the newer Commodore 64, the white bin or whatever we're gonna call it, C64C, I think the official name is. Yeah, and there's just another one, looks a little bit dodgy, but as far as I can tell, I've tested all of these, and one of these has been randomly selected for the SUASC project, and yeah, run fine. Yeah, I guess we can just keep it in the plastic, but yeah, that's another one. I have no idea how many I have actually, but it just keeps going. Yeah, this is of course also Commodore 64, but I think it's Commodore 64, but this has a different design. So maybe this is from really early, or maybe it's for, it can't be the Plus, maybe VIC, yeah, maybe that's a VIC power supply. I don't have a Commodore VIC 20 actually. I only have Commodore 64, Commodore 128, and yeah, same deal, looks good. Actually it's bulging a bit, maybe it falls to the floor. You know, I don't know the history of these and how they were treated by scrummy kids back in the day. I'm sure I was one of them. Yeah, and then the box is empty, but yeah, how many powers do I have really? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I have 9 powers, do I have 9 tape players? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. Yeah, 6. 6 tape players and what was it? 9 power supplies. I think that's all. But again, these boxes tend to sometimes get overflow, and sometimes these things will overflow to another box. We don't know. We're gonna unpack everything I have. So I guess this is the end for this episode, and I will see you again in episode 11.